Welcome to the N-Scale Southern Pacific Toledo branch. Layout is constructed in a spare bedroom and represents portions of the Southern Pacific's Toledo branch between Albany, Oregon and Toledo, Oregon. Albany is represented by a staging yard on the lower level. The visible portion of the railroad starts at Wren's, come out of staging through the backdrop. Under the Highway 20 overpass, continues along the 3G's lumber mill at Wren's. Tunnel 24 will be located at the end of the peninsula. Come across the Walkaround River. Continue up a coast range scene, crossing the Walkaround River again. And the track then curves into the town of Toledo itself. This Toledo itself, the foreground here is Robert's Lumber Company. The main splits into a main siding and backtrack. Along the backdrop here is the Georgia Pacific Paper Mill. And in the foreground here we have the Georgia Pacific Plywood Company. The SD9 is currently tied down on the engine track. At the east end of Toledo, all the tracks come back together. The track off the back of the siding leads to the helix. It leads back down to staging yard. The oil dealer, Standard Oil Company, and the house track will be located right there in the foreground. My lead's out of place. I'm going to be doing backdrop painting. And after that's complete, lead will go back in. And, the gap there will be filled with a bridge crossing Depot Slough, and the track will end in the wood chip dump site. Toledo Holler enters the visible portion of the layout at Wren's. Toledo Holler exits Tunnel 24 and crosses the Walkaround River. Toledo Holler ran with solid sets of F units through the late 60s into the early 70s. This trestle is modeled after one near Alder, Oregon. Toledo Holler rolls through Toledo. We run it around the continuous loop today just for demonstration. And one time there was a connection between the Southern Pacific and a logging railroad in Toledo. Track was still there into the 70s, I believe, so I kind of used that as an excuse to get to the helix there.